Hello and welcome to another edition of a SurGuard fix for this typical bungalow foundation, the above grade. You can see that the crew has already prepped the foundation. We've washed it, we cleaned it of all the pollution and materials that grease that may be adhered on there. We've also ground out some of the inferior mortar joints on this typical block foundation. They're on the other side right now, just filling in those gaps and crevices before they're going to apply the SurGuard sealant, the high build foundation coating. It's something that has been revolutionizing our industry with A&A Masonry. We are a renowned, award-winning restoration company in the greater Toronto area. And for years, we would do a typical parge, we would do pointing work, only to have it to at some point degrade or be compromised to the elements of weather. SurGuard is a commercial grade. Bringing it into the residential application for these type of jobs ensures that this residence, this home will be protected from the elements of weather for decades and decades to come. Essentially, it's a one and done type of fix. The thing that makes SurGuard different than other paints and sealants is that it's a high build coating, and it's a water-based acrylic that gives a plastic-like surface that repels water from adhering to this masonry work, the structure and materials. Now, the natural moisture that occurs in these materials that's trying to exit through the home will be allowed to breathe because SurGuard has a molecular lattice compound structure that allows that moisture to escape without it breaking down. So this material, once applied, will last for decades and decades to come. How do we know? It's backed with a 25-year warranty, and it's been used for over half a century all over the world in some of the most extreme places of heat, cold, water, ice, and now we're putting it to use in residential marketplace in the Toronto area. So I'm going to walk you through this very simple yet very technical type of fix so that this homeowner will be able to protect and ensure its house from being deteriorated from water or having any kind of humidity coming in and destroying. Where you can see some of the block work behind me, you can see the erosion of water over time that occurs. It's a one and done type of fix, like I said, and you're going to see it. The nice thing also is that it also comes in any different color that you choose, so you can use it as an aesthetic improvement to kind of upgrade the house looks if you want to match the metal work or the mortar work and the brick joints and so forth. So let me walk you through. It's going to be beautiful when we're done. And again, it's something that we at A&A Masonry are very excited to have in our production line.
A&A Masonry, an award-winning company servicing the Greater Toronto Area and the Golden Horseshoe.
Now on this side of the wall, we've already cleaned it. We're at the second stage, which is prepping the wall. We're using a cementitious type of fill. It's a little bit different than a typical mortar, which is a Portland base that holds water. This is fast drying. And we're just simply using it to fill all those holes and cracks in the masonry work where we may not be sure that the SurGuard is actually getting fully attached to the foundation. So we want a nice solid base on which to apply it, and that's what they're doing right now. So they're filling in these cracks. They're texturizing a little bit because to us it's also very important to have a nice aesthetic look. And you can see Nadia here, she's actually pulling down and joining it with the end of a brush there. And that's going to give it the look of a mortar joint when we seal over it, because in this case, the homeowner's chosen a brown to match the metalwork of the house. And we want to complement that and have a nice uniform look of masonry work when we seal it with the SurGuard.
The cementitious concrete patching compound can be used to repair damaged concrete surfaces, including cracks and holes. This product offers the convenience of being able to be used immediately without mixing. Here it is being applied by the crew in order to fill in holes and create a smooth surface with which to bond with the SurGuard in major areas where water has eroded the foundation. As you heard Greg describe, the action of using the handle of the brush to delineate the block seams in areas where the compound is applied will create the natural mortar joint look before SurGuard gets applied to the foundation. Here, the crew continue to apply the compound to any difficult areas of the foundation where erosion has occurred. You can see here the cementitious material applied to the more eroded areas of the foundation, that it will fill in the difficult areas while still showing the block formation of the structure once the SurGuard gets applied. Once it's time to apply the SurGuard to the foundation, the crew first begin to cut in around the seams and corners as a starting action. The brush strokes need to be very precise, and the time needs to be taken to allow the concrete foundation to fully absorb this first coat of SurGuard. This is very important to get the proper result from this coating. You can see here the care taken to really make sure the SurGuard is being fully absorbed as it is being applied. The crew use a special brush that has been developed for this exact task. With this brush, they will apply the SurGuard with a very exact pressure that allows for maximum absorption of this compound to the foundation. The crew also take the time to apply the SurGuard to the hard-to-get areas such as around the windows and electrical conduits. This is done in such a way so that it makes a perfect coverage of the foundation surface that also leaves these other elements intact for a very clean appearance. Once this cutting is fully done, the application of the first coat of SurGuard to the full foundation surface takes place. And here you can now see the foundation with both coats of SurGuard fully applied to it. You can see how the color of the foundation now completely complements the brickwork of the home for a great appearance. Not only does this provide greatly improved curb appeal for the homeowner, but also provides unparalleled protection from the erosion of water that will last a long, long time.
Now here we are, we're at the finished product. You can see that the SurGuard high build foundation coating has been applied, all the prep work's been done. They chose a brown color. Again, you can choose any color that you wish. The most important thing is that this foundation is now sealed. And even some of the imperfections that were originally there on the wall, they're remaining, but they're protected. So where those cavities, those little crevices are, water will not be able to build up there. Ice won't be able to form. It won't further erode this foundation. At the same time, because of the molecular structure of this product, where it's a lattice-like, it's breathable. So any condensation or humidity will now be allowed to leave this foundation without blistering, peeling, or bubbling this sealant. It's protected. It's looking beautiful, and the homeowner does not have to worry about this being a problem or an expensive repair down the road. I just wanted to take a quick moment and show you the advantage of having your home, your foundation, your masonry work sealed with SurGuard, the high build foundation vertical coating. This has been done. We've already prepped it. We've cleaned it. We've prepped it for the SurGuard. We've applied a couple of coats. It's protected. It acts like a plastic. It's a water-based acrylic, as I mentioned. It has a lattice molecular component, and that just it essentially allows the material or the moisture to breathe from underneath that is naturally occurring in this masonry work. And it will prevent any kind of blistering, peeling, bubbling, anything of that nature. So I'm going to do a very quick water test on the foundation that's sealed with SurGuard. Right beside, I also have some typical landscaping man-made material. It's porous, it's designed to absorb water and then obviously evaporate, but it just will show you the difference between sealant of a foundation masonry as opposed to an unsealed foundation masonry. So I'll just take this water here. And now, one of the things I want to point out is even though there's some imperfections in the wall, it really doesn't matter. That would be more of an aesthetic. So if this was in the front, we may want to spend more time, more budget, more money to make this more of an aesthetic finish, but it doesn't matter with SurGuard because once we've sealed it, it's just by people standing back, it's going to blend in, but it's going to do what it's supposed to do, which is to protect it with the water. So when I just pour water in, you can see how it's just naturally running down. It's not getting pulled in. It's going to evaporate quickly. And in the winter time, when we're going through those freezing, thawing cycles, sometimes several times in a day, this will not get pulled into the masonry. Now, if I just move over here to the man-made, the interlock, you can see where it's just getting pulled in and it's getting absorbed into the pores. And now when that goes ahead to start freezing and to thawing, that's going to start wanting to erode. Now this material is designed for that, but this is a typical concrete, just like a block foundation. And when you have this buildup, certainly on the ground where you can see a lot more erosion in that winter time, it's really going to have an effect on the foundation, causing eventually water seepage, efflorescence, and things like that to occur. So we're going to stand back. We're going to give it a few minutes just so you can see the difference on how this is drying versus the man-made porous product. Okay, great. We're finished our water test. It's really only been about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. You can already see that SurGuard is dry, even to touch. But you can see it's absorbed into the asphalt. It's also been absorbed into the concrete, the porous man-made retaining wall. Now that will eventually evaporate, but what happens when we're at the grade level here, especially where you can see a lot of erosion, that moisture getting pulled in, freezing, thawing in our climate, that cycle is what really degrades and breaks down the concrete, the cement foundation. So you just have to seal it with SurGuard. You're protected. You don't have to worry about it. It's an amazing product. We're really excited about this. As a matter of fact, if you're interested in seeing if SurGuard is right for you in your home, please get online, register. We'll have a personalized evaluation of your home to see if it's right. It's limited, obviously, because it's seasonal and it's weather permitting that we're able to do these jobs, when you have to have a skilled crew that actually gets it done. But if you're interested in, just jump online, register with us. We'll be in touch, and we'll evaluate your home to see if SurGuard is right for you.
To schedule your next project, contact A&A Masonry today.